Today, 3 years after Unique went missing, Valencia is still searching. Between her shifts working as a home health aide, she hangs flyers and plans prayer vigils.
That's my daughter who's been missing for 3.5 years.
She knows people in Unique's old neighborhood might be wary of police. So she does her own outreach. And she keeps coming back to Unique's apartment to play out the possibilities. Have you just run through every possible scenario?
Yes, over and over and over again in my mind, you try to come up with that one little link to have some type of direction. I'm sorry. I hate this place. I hate it. It makes me sick every time I come here. It just makes me sick to my stomach. But I have to keep coming back because I want to find her.
Psychologists say trauma can radically affect how a survivor's mind functions, even years later. The hell she endured in Heidick's basement altered Jackie's nervous system. Today, a stressful trigger, be it an argument or a bill she can't pay, can send her body back to the basement. She has no memory of these episodes. But her sons, 19-year-old Ron and 24-year-old Jawan, have been witness to them since they were kids. When did you guys first hear about your mom's captivity?
I heard about it when I was like 6 or 7. Like the nurses or the teachers, and they was asking me questions like, was that your mom or whatever? And I came home asking her. As I got older, she told me more and more and more.
What about you, Ron?
I ain't heard about it. I seen it. She had flashbacks, so that's how I found out.
What would happen to her?
She crawled in the corner. It was like she was in the basement still, like she wasn't my mom.
Last time I saw her go through a flashback, she had no knowledge of who we are. So in her eyes, we not her kid. You gotta bring her back.
She snap one.
Okay, so we just saw some footage from the Lisa Ling and the Gary Hyden situation and the other situation where your sister lost her daughter, who also was a mother of 2, right? And what we're talking about now is the lack of support that the sisters are getting from us brothers as a collective, right? One thing that I noticed right off bat is the fact that, neither one of them had a brother there with them. Throughout the whole interview. Any other ethnicity, you will see that. And it could be something as light as a European woman getting her pocketbook snatched. Her husband, her brother, somebody will be there with her on that interview on the news, speaking about the situation, right? An abduction of the child, whatever it may be. Where's the brother? You mean to tell me, out of these 2 sisters and all the rest, if there's no husband, there's no, I hate to say this, baby's father, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's no cousin, there's no brother, there's no uncle, there's no nephew. There's no brother on the block, as we talk about community. No man that sees his sisters going through this that can support her. Come on, man. We hit this dire straits, man. Mm-hmm. When I saw that, it brought tears in my eyes because I couldn't even do nothing to help. Right. You know what I mean? If I was available, if that was a sister that lived on my block, best believe I'm gonna be there. Because I know she's going through something that is, you can't come back from this. You know what I mean? The one sister in Virginia, she'll never see her daughter again. And she still has to be reminded every day because of her grandkids. On top of that, and her other children, because she had 12 children, right? Right. The sister with the Gary Hyden situation, what? Being forced to eat another human being, getting raped every day, malnourished. You understand? They got her on all these over-the-counter drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. She happened to have 2 sons, as a matter of fact, right? Matter of fact, her 2 sons were the early 20s, and she has a daughter that's about 10. Big gap. Where's those guys at? Where's those fathers at? I can't call them fathers. Where are the guys that made these babies? Where are they at? Yeah? So, I mean, I just wanted to kind of started off with that, man. It's so disgusting, man. We got to get it together. You know, brothers, where you at? Where you at? You got to start. You got to come. You got to step to the plate. This is enough, man. Because we're not failing just our seeds, man. We're failing our women.
So,
It starts with that.
I said, what's up? If we have a nurse, well, I'll agree with
Yeah,
you.
go ahead, brother. Come on, let's go.
Oh man, you know, it's convoluted question there, but I just speak to those two situations, maybe help you transition to some options in it. I would say, me personally, for the hiding situation, if that was somebody I was close to, I would have went against her doing the interview. That would have been my advice to her. You know, like, you know, I don't know. It's something you'll never get closure on. You know what I mean? It's impossible. I would think on both of the situations actually impossible. Now I couldn't have seen no benefit if that was my woman. I don't think I would have seen no benefit in doing that interview per se. That in the sense that it would have probably it was too risky. It could have sent you in a dark area, or it could have helped you. It wouldn't work. I don't think even if it helped you up a little bit, it wouldn't have. It was too much of a risk. You know what I'm saying? It's like making a risky investment or something. I'm not hitting the equated to that, but it was too much negative that could have came out of it. It could have put you suicidal almost. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the sister with the interview, I would have promoted her to do it because there's no closure in that, and the sister's still missing. I mean, and maybe it could have somebody seen it and made somebody come forward. So it actually could a lot of good can came out of that. So, and definitely with that, we need our support. Now, I would say in a general context, man, I think that's the cultural cleansing we going through. Like, we see people going through hardship and we write it off as normal. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, you know what I'm saying? There's a saying in the Muslim world, like, you know, the brother let you come off, oh, mashallah, which means, oh, God whipped it. Come on, stop that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, he whipped it, but, you know, it's like somebody starving, oh, God whipped it. No, come on, man. It's like we don't know how to deal with our insensitivity, no compassion towards each other. Yeah, and be totally insensitive, no compassion, and we see hardship and we write it off as like normal, and we give cliche statements towards their suffering, man. Like that's like we've been the heart been took out of it, man. We don't realize it. Like the stuff we talk don't go past our throat, man. Don't make it to our heart, and that's our problem. So when you see people going through this. Yeah, man, she put that on herself. He put that on her. Stop it, man. Stop it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the issue that I hate when we don't support one another as far as like when people going through hardship or also from a relationship perspective when somebody's close to us, we won't listen to their advice. You know what I mean? Rather, and I'm just making that sometimes like sisters do things, you support them, but it's a bad move sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Or like then you know, in situations where we should be there and support their moves or whatever, or what they're doing, and we have our own shit that's in us that we need to get over as far as being insensitive to what they're going to and things of that nature. I mean, that's just putting a general observation, you know, on things that may go on. And it's what made me kind of spawn it was off the two examples we had right here. You know, like I said, I reiterate, like the first sister, I probably would have talked her out of it because it was so much negative that could have came out of it. I don't think the negative was so hard and the positive for me because I'm sure, like you say, she's on meds, controlling her emotions. I'm sure she's going through counseling day in, day out, probably for the rest of her life. And it could have put her somewhere suicidal. The other sister, I would encourage her to do it because per person would have seen that, maybe they felt compassion, they knew what happened. And they probably came forward and gave her some closure. So that's just how I feel about just the overall condition of us where we're not sympathetic to what people's going through. Right. The sisters per se.
What's up, brother?
We jacked up. You know, we keep it 100. We jacked up. The reason that the black man is non-existent or very low existent in our family is because we don't know. We don't know. You know? I mean, what I mean by that is they say allegedly 70% of children being raised by single moms or somewhere in that area.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
A little more than that.
So in all essence, what they're saying is that these children do not have dads in their lives. How can these young brothers know how to be a dad when they didn't have one themselves. There's no one for them to emulate. You know what I mean? Our family has just dispersed. We got, as Reem talked about, mass incarceration. We got so many brothers that have been incarcerated, so many brothers that have been murdered, so many brothers who didn't have dads in their lives. You know what I mean? So how can we support sisters when we're not even there? You know, and that's what we're losing. We've lost our family structure. The family now is predominantly women. The only males in there typically are your sons at a young age. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much. You might have a uncle or a male cousin, one, as opposed to back in the day, we had all types of stuff. You know what I mean? We had dad, we had 3 and 4 brothers, we had 3 and 4 male. We had about probably 8 male cousins. 3 and 4 uncles. We're just not there. We can't see the sport's not there because we're not there. We don't have a family anymore. And it's sad to say, not in the way it should be. You know what I mean? And it's just sad. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just disheartening. Where we literally we failed, or maybe I should say more applicably, we're failing, because fail means finality. You know what I mean? I'm leading to that.
Okay, family. Peace. Excuse us. Brother Reed had to attend to some how about you say it? Patriarchal obligations.
duties.
Yeah, he has some obligations to take care of with his seeds, which we promote and we advocate.
Absolutely.
So, we're so happy that we were able to get his take and his opinions. And, he gave us the time that he could. We're going to continue on now. I'm going to continue with Brother Obadiah, what he was speaking on as far as, the lack of support with us brothers towards the sisters. But,
I don't know. It's just, I know we talk about these subjects. We talk about so many things because there's so many things prevalent in our ethnicity or community, if you want to use that. As far as these social ills that are going on now, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It just makes me sick, when we talk about these topics, like we were talking about just us non-existence in our family, non-existence in sisters' lives, and the fact that they have to go through these things by themselves, and we're supposed to be the protector, we're supposed to be the leaders of the family, and we're just not doing it, And I understand how a lot of us weren't taught to be that, so we don't know that. But it's just like it's a resounding sentiment that I guess we just have to try to teach the brother, try to get them to understand that it's up to us. Our ethnicity is failing because of us. We're supposed to be leading the pack. You know what I mean? The sisters are supposed to be supporting us. But now they're leading. And in essence, they're supporting us.
Yeah.
But not in the way they're supposed to be supporting us. They are literally supporting us. Not supporting our ideas and ideologies and what we stand for. But they are physically, residentially,
right.
You know what I mean, supporting us. And it's just like we can't support them because we don't know. It's not indoctrinated in us to be leaders now, to lead our families. We don't even know what family is. If you ask a brother what a family is, he's like, well, my mom and my sister, I got a cousin here. Yeah, that's probably it. You know what I mean? We don't know. I think more brothers would gravitate and tell you more about their street family. Profound. Yeah, than their biological family.
Profound.
And that's what it's come to.
Yeah.
And this is just sad. And this is like, I'm sorry, sisters. We're failing you. I'll be the first to admit that. It's just like, what can we? And we talk about narcissism so much, about focusing on ourselves. That's what it's come to. That's what our life is about. Now where we are on these phones, and I find it so much that I want to talk about something so much that I'm going to tweet this out, or you know what I mean. And I want to be heard. I want you to hear what I have to say. Where that's not important. What's important is our families, our moms, our children, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, and that's where we're not getting involved with them, which is why we can't support them because I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my aunt Shirley or cousin Sue, or we look at these clips, oh, I didn't know that such and such is missing. Or if I did know, it's just like, well, hopefully she'll return or whatever, but it don't really concern me, and I'm not, don't have so much love for you where I'm going to call you and say, well, what's going on such and such? I know you're dealing with that, and I'm dealing with it too, because I miss her, because, we had a tight relationship. We used to play cards and, hang out, so forth, so on, but she's not here, and, so where you at with that? You need me to come over, spend some time. You need me to talk or something like that. We're not focused on that. We're focusing on everything but our families, but our communities, but our children. You know what I mean? Everything is more important than us. You know what I mean? And this is why we're not supporting, our sisters, our aunts, the woman on the block who has 3 or 4 kids, who don't have a man in the household, because it doesn't have to do with me. I want to get involved. You know what I mean? We've lost our empathy. We've lost our sympathy. We've lost our love. And as I say, everything revolves around spirituality. This is just my opinion. Spirituality and love. When you care about someone, you show it. And we just not there. And we just got to get more teaching back in there. We have to try to get young brothers to understand that the life that we're living is not really living. It's not really important. Hanging on the block is not important. Smoking weed is not important. Hanging out at the bar or the club is not important. Trying to mag as much women as we can get is not important. Now, I don't know how we can convey that to them because they'll sit there and debate.
No, we can do it. Now, the thing is, we're doing it now, and then we do it in the street as well, as we already spoke about. We do it wherever we go. We speak to our people and try to uplift them, even if it's just to say peace. Where they're not used to that. Right. So that in its own right is something where as though that could resonate with somebody, because if they're not used to it, right, and they're used to somebody saying, "Yo, my nigga," and all of a sudden you say, "Hey, peace, brother," that resonates. Right. So we're doing what we need to do. We have to continue to do it. We have to really, like I said, we got to spread it. I said earlier. I just, I did know everything you're saying. It just sticks in my craw, man. The fact that, when we look at the footage and, you see this sister bawling, man, she's crying her heart out because she's not getting any assistance. She's not getting any support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's out there by herself.
Right. You see her on the highway, on the side of the highway. So it's not even, okay, damn, I want the police to do something to help me. Shit. I don't have nobody here helping me. Like I said, I'm quite sure she must have a brother or an uncle or a nephew or, you know what I'm saying, a cousin, a male figure. Right. And even if you don't, which we know you do, if you don't, guess what you got? You got brothers that live on your same block, live in your same tenement. Right. You know what I'm saying? So man, brothers are not doing what they should be doing.
But they don't know.
Well, I tell you what, bro.
They're not taught. I
understand that. However, in the long run, even nowadays, if something does happen to a young brother's sister, you're going to do something about it.
Oh, absolutely.
So the understanding is there. And we're talking older brothers. For real.
If he's available to do it. If he's not deceased or locked up.
No, I'm still talking about living on the same block. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not going to say neighbor, because obviously it's not that. If it was, then they would be there with her.
Right.
They would be sitting there with her saying, you know what, I live on the same block with her, I grew up with her, or, you know, we've lived on the same block for past 5 years. I'm here to support her.
Yeah.
I'm here to support her.
Yeah.
I love this woman as a woman. As a black woman, I love this sister, and I'm here for her. Right? So I don't think it has to do too much with even the younger. It got to do with us and older than us. It ain't happening no more. You know what I mean? So for me, it kills me. Like I say, you know, I shed tears over this a few times. You know, even seeing with the Heineck sister, like everything she went through. Yo, this is the most horrific thing that I've ever even heard of, to be honest with you. I don't know about you or anybody else.
Right.
If you heard anything differently, please explain it and let us know, because she was held captive for probably what, 2-3 weeks.
Right.
Once again, she was made to help kill another sister that was down there with her in the basement where they were stuck at, right? And he had built a ditch.
Right.
Dug a ditch for them, right? Imagine this. Imagine this. Being subjected to this, right? You know, kill this woman that you've been talking to for how many days, who knows? You establish a relationship or a bond with her, right? Kill her. Put her in a grinder, meat grinder. Grind her up. You have to eat this. You're getting raped daily. Not able to bathe. Can you imagine the stench, not only from the murder, however, from the rapes, where he is doing this to all these sisters, 4 or 5 of them, every day, and not washing? I think we're neglecting to understand the dynamics of this.
Right.
She's on many meds.
Understand?
Definitely understand. And there's no man to help support this system. There's no man. There's not one man out there. Everybody knows. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? People on the block know because the word travels.
Yeah.
So everybody, oh yeah, she was behind anything.
Yeah.
You understand? And even the motherfuckers that don't know her per se, the people that do know her cousins, her uncles, you know what I mean, her friends, they know what she went through. And you mean to tell me you can't come and support?